What is packing, ladies and gentlemen? On today's episode from HBO's Generation Hustle, we have Ian Bick. He sat down, chopped it up, and told us his remarkable story from a 15-year-old nightclub promoter to the head of a Ponzi scheme. He sits down and tells us the nitty-gritty details. Hopefully, you'll enjoy, and as always, like, follow, and subscribe. What is packing, ladies and gentlemen? We are back with another episode, another one in the podcasting hellhole business. This is a shit show of a business we are in, the podcasting world. If you're thinking about joining it, don't. There's way too many fucking podcasts out there. 4.2 million podcasts in the world, Bryce. 4.2 million. You out there that are listening, you don't need to be 4.210 whatever 9. Don't think about joining one. Don't think about creating one. Let us do it. Give us a little support first before you go out there on your own. And speaking of going out there on your own, this is a guy that should create one. He should be 4,200,999 whatever. Ian Bick, my man.
What's up, man? Thanks for having me.
Dude, thanks for coming in, dude.
Yeah, it's an honor.
It's my honor, dude. Truly. I'm blessed to have you on here, dude. I feel like a made man now. I got like a fucking so podcasting, in my opinion, is for people that have interesting things to say, that are entertaining, that have stories, that have some sort of background, that can contribute in conversation when other people can't. Mm-hmm. You have all those boxes. Check, check, check. So without further ado, what a fucking introduction I got for you.
That was great, man.
That's a good one,
That was pretty on point.
Dude, I practiced in the mirror.
Probably one of the best ones. Yeah.
Right? I practiced in the mirror before we came. I did. I was like, dude, I got to make this fucking good.
Yeah, you did better than HBO, man.
Right? I know. So as you just mentioned, right, you are from HBO's Hustling documentary?
Generation Hustle, yeah.
Generation Hustle and Vice's
Fakes, Frauds, and Scammers, I think they called it.
And what did you do to become so famous?
I mean, pretty much I was like the youngest person in the world to like run a nightclub and be accused of running a Ponzi scheme at the same time. The story is super, super complicated. It started when I was, 15 years old. Yeah. And like all these events transpired between when I was 15 to the time I got sentenced to 3 years in prison at 21.
Damn, dude. 3 years. Is that state or federal?
It was federal, yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
At 21.
21, yeah. I got like 4 months of being 21 out. And then it was into the slammer.
Fuck.
I know.
What'd you weigh going in?
What did I weigh?
Yeah, what was your height and weight?
I was like 260 going in. I lost a lot of weight.
Oh, you were a fucking monster going in.
I was a fatty.
Oh, okay. But still, dude, 260. I'm thinking like little tiny white boy, like 120 pounds going in there, like, oh, fuck.
I had the long hair, so I looked a little...
You looked a little...
I looked a little off.
All right, so it wasn't too bad.
Nah, I got made fun of.
You got made fun of
right away. They think, hey, are you a sex offender? Because in the feds, I'm this young kid. I got the baby face. Mm-hmm. So they're thinking you're either here, as a sex offender or one of those scammers that snitched out their friends.
Holy shit! All right, so where do we start? At the beginning, like any good fucking book. Where do we start? Chapter 1. Right? So you're 15 years old. Where did you graduate from?
Danbury High School in 2013.
2013.
Yep.
I'm a graduate of 2013 class myself.
Okay, look at you.
Yeah, right. And you started doing what exactly? Because you were still in high school when can I say a criminal career began?
I wouldn't call it that.
Can I? What do I call it?
When I was a sophomore in high school, this is where the story starts.
Yeah.
My friend and I had gotten into a little bit of trouble in our community and got sentenced to community service.
Okay.
What'd
you do on that one?
So we took insulating foam and foamed these cars, like the door handles.
Yeah.
He had told me that, if you just foam the car handles, it'll prevent it from no one getting into it. And instead, the foam drips down the car, causes $5 or $6 grand worth of damage.
Oh, no shit.
And the cops came and they did the whole, he already snitched you out, but I didn't. And he admitted the whole thing. They found the stuff in the garage. It was on mischief night.
Oh, my God.
It was a whole big thing. Got sentenced to community service. And I started doing like this charity thing in Danbury to sell bracelets for the local homeless shelter.
Okay.
And that picked off and I wanted to expand.
Yeah.
And I did a school dance. I convinced the principal to let me do a school dance at the Matrix Center in Danbury.
Okay.
And I did the dance. We had like 300 kids come. And, I did everything from the setup to the marketing to the event design.
No shit.
Raised a few $1,000s. And that night I'm like, wow. Well, two things are on my mind. One, wow, you can get this many people to pay X amount of dollars to go to an event. The second thing was there was a market for kids that wanted to go to a dance or like that club night.
Yeah. Pre-drinking age. You have all this angst and energy. You got to do something with it.
Yeah, because the school was running like 2 events a year. They were doing like their snowball and then the prom, and maybe no one went to homecoming. So those are your events. So I'm like, okay, I can make a business out of this.
Yeah.
My dad was a caterer. I grew up in the event business.
And so you had some background.
And honestly, I had a taste for that popularity, and dude, being the center of attention, that was the thing back then. Before there was TikTok and Instagram was big. It was like the word of mouth, everyone texting or talking about you in the hallway. That was the TikTok.
Dude, it's like it's like a drug, bro.
Exactly.
It's like a drug.
So I started like doing house parties at my house, and I was getting like 200 or 300 kids to come to my house. We live on the lake, and we were charging like $5 to get a red Solo cup. We had like a bar set up on the patio.
Dude,
and
good for you.
Yeah, we were doing this whole thing.
Candlewood?
No, Lake Wabika.
Oh, Lake Wabika. Okay.
So it was good. My neighbors, they went away like during the months, and the cars were lined up. The parties got so big that we had to put like a wedding tent in the yard. We had like a porta potty, a dance floor, a DJ, everything. And eventually my parents said, all right, enough of this. So I rented out the Palace Theater on Main Street in Danbury.
Yeah.
And converted it into a nightclub for the night. I brought in the rentals, got a dance floor.
How old were you when you did this?
I was 16. 16. Yeah, I was 16, just turned 16. And we do this. It was called the end of the school year blowout. End of the year blowout.
End of the year blowout. Wow.
And I got 600 kids to come, made a couple grand.
Shit.
Yep. And this is like just Danbury kids. At the time I didn't have like the network.
Yeah.
That I was going to have a couple months later. So it's just Danbury kids that come, maybe a couple like New Fairfield kids.
So house parties, and it grew.
Yep.
Word of mouth, all that networking and stuff.
And it came fast. It came like faster than I could have handled.
So the house parties, it grew from house parties to a venue?
Yeah, it went to a venue, and it would have continued from there, but the venue kind of said, they were friends with my dad, and they're like, well, this isn't really our thing. There was a couple ambulance rides from kids pre-gaming, the liability, this and that. So that's when I stumbled upon Tuxedo Junction.
There you go.
I had a friend that DJ'd there, and he introduced me to the owner of the club.
And where is Tuxedo Junction located?
On Ive Street in downtown Danbury.
Ive Street, so still Danbury, still Connecticut.
And I had heard of the club because when I was in middle school and beginning of high school, you would see like the little 4x6 flyers flooded in the hallways and in your locker for the teen nights. Back when like DJ Skate was a thing and stuff. So you would see it, and it's like this like big booty or something like on the flyer, and it's like teen blowout.
That's
this and that.
hysterical, bro.
That was like played out.
That is hysterical. Yeah.
So I was very against going to tuxedos because I didn't like that, like ratchet type like club environment. I thought it was like dirty, and I thought it was overplayed out. And
you had an idea of what you wanted to do.
Yeah, but I gave it a shot, and I went, and I walk in, and at the time I was wearing I thought I was like a businessman, so I'm wearing like a suit and tie to school. I'm a 16-year-old, I got this baby face on, and I'm wearing a suit and tie
Wearing a
to
suit and
school,
tie.
and I got the briefcase.
And no one kicked your ass, bro. No one was
Nah,
like,
dude,
fuck
I was running shit,
You were the
man.
shit, dude.
Yeah, I'd get like a detention, and I pull out my phone. I'm like, I'm calling my lawyer, and that was my rolling line. And I would never call a fucking lawyer,
Yeah,
but
still,
yeah.
dude.
So I
That's
got out of
funny.
everything. I would text my dad, "Hey, Dad, call the principal, and say you're
Yeah.
picking me up for this and that."
Wow, dude.
So the owner of the club, his name's Al. He's in the documentary. He's like this Italian guy, and he's looking at me, and he's like, "This dude is full of shit." Because I go to him, I'm like, "Listen, I want to rent the place. I'm gonna put 800 people in this building." And he's like, no way in hell. He's seen it all before. Everyone that comes.
And at this point, now you're talking what, 2012?
Yeah, this is 2011, actually.
2011.
Yeah.
What networking platform are you using?
It's just Facebook events. Facebook
Just when
events
it-
was
dude,
big.
it was big,
And
bro.
Twitter. Twitter
And
was
Twitter,
big. Yep,
Twitter,
but
yeah.
Facebook events was big. The event pages, cell phone.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Wow,
And word
yeah.
of mouth and the flyers. It was
Yeah,
guerrilla
yeah,
marketing, out there.
You go to Al.
I go to Al, and he compromises and says he'll rent me the small front room. It was next to Lush. It was called Streets. And
Yes.
that held like 150 people.
Because we used to, so us and APAC, we used to go to Lush,
Yep,
to
yep,
the white events, to the
Yep.
teen clubs. And we used to go there, fucking 16, 17, 18, getting sauced with water bottles from others, liquor cabinet, that type of
Yeah.
thing. And dude, they were good times, bro. That's what you did back then. I mean, the teen thing was big. Dude, around here, just in this little town, there was 3 spots that you had teen nights, once a month, twice a month, whatever, shit like that. And so you have this good venue in downtown Danbury, 800 fucking people. How does it go wrong?
So, I mean, it doesn't go wrong in the beginning. I'm doing each event I book, the more people show up. It got to the point where I'm consistently doing 1,500 people and walking away with $10,000 a night from myself.
Yep.
What had happened was that a lot of people got greedy, and they started to rent the club out, including the club owners. They wanted to get that rental fee. So
Yeah.
there's all these kids my age and even older people that are twice my age that are like, wow, these teen parties are profitable. Let me start doing the same thing.
Gotcha.
So they would rent, and the club was happy because they're getting hundreds of, thousands of dollars in rental fees.
Yep.
And these other promoters would stand at the events, at my events, and hand out
promote
flyers.
their stuff. Yeah.
So it got oversaturated. I think the last event I did at the club, it only got like 500 or 600 people.
Got you.
And so then came in my greed, and I want to go take it to the next level. I want to do arena size shows, like with big artists. And I knew they would never play at tuxedos.
Yeah.
I wanted to book like Mac Miller, Big Sean, Tyga, those acts. And I needed a stadium or like a college arena to do that.
Yeah.
So we ended up booking, first we did Asher Roth just to get our feet in the door.
Asher Roth.
Yeah.
Asher Roth. Bryce, you remember Asher Roth?
Yep.
Bro.
He was
college.
under...
Dude, I love college.
Yeah,
That's a throwback name right there.
He was
dude.
under Justin Bieber's manager at the time, Scooter Braun.
Yeah.
And we got him. We did him at Tuxedos as like a charity event to get him in because no one was booking him anymore at that point. So we did like a swap. We got him in there.
Yeah.
And then we ended up booking Big Sean at the O'Neill Center at WestCon.
No shit. You had Big Sean?
Yeah, we did Big Sean right after a different company did Mac Miller.
Yeah.
In 2012, we did Big Sean.
Wow. That's a name, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, Big Sean's a name now. Back then, he was fucking.
Oh, he just dropped Dance and,
Yeah.
and Ass and all that
he was
stuff.
hot, dude. That
Yeah.
motherfucker was hot.
Yeah, just won a Grammy like a couple months prior.
Yeah.
It was big. It was a big show for us.
Damn, dude. How many people you have at that?
Only like 1,200, and we lost our shirts on it.
No shit.
So what happened was it was my idea to do Big Sean. I had a whole plan, and my business partners from Richfield, who I was doing events with at the teen nights, they took it to someone else to cut me out of it.
Oh.
And they booked Big Sean behind my back because they wanted to make the money. They knew it was a
They knew it was
golden
a good,
idea.
Yeah.
So they team up with this guy who went to Danbury High School and was doing events in Rhode Island, who had the connect to book it.
Yeah.
And they book it, and then they realize they don't know how to promote it. So they come back to me, and they're
Yeah.
like, listen, the investors are already filled. You can't put any money in, because at the time I had my own money. Like, I had plenty of money. But you could put your name on it, take the credit for it, and invest and be like a partner of the show, but you just can't invest.
Yeah,
which
gotcha.
actually worked out for the better because they lost 40
They lost
grand.
40 grand,
Yeah, they
dude.
lost 40
Yeah,
grand.
bro.
And I got a great reputation from it as the kid that brought Big Sean.
That brought Big Sean, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
But they rushed it. They waited too long to announce. We only had like 3.5 weeks to market. They overlooked the clause where it said he needed a video wall.
Yeah.
They read a clause where it said it didn't need a video wall if a venue was under X amount of people.
Okay.
So they had to pay like $20,000 for a video wall the day before to rent it. The company took advantage of us being kids. It was crazy.
20 grand for a video wall?
Oh, dude, shit was expensive. When I was renting it at Tuxedos, it was like $3,000. The panels and everything, it's pricey to rent those things.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, but it creates a good experience.
I mean, it's a good experience. It's a good experience.
So they lost their shirts on it. I thought it was poorly like ran behind the scenes. So I said, I'm not doing this. I'm gonna.
You want it out. You're like, fuck this.
Yeah.
I know. There's an old saying, dude. There's too many chiefs and not enough Indians.
Yeah. So me and the partners that were from Richfield like made amends and said we're gonna go at it on our own.
Good shit.
And we raised like $120,000 from friends and family to do a Wiz Khalifa show in Danbury.
Shit. Yeah.
One of our partners who booked Asher Roth said they were under the same agent and I can get you Wiz Khalifa, just raise the money and show proof of funds. Well, the problem was he never thought we would raise the funds to show. So we raise all this money.
All the money.
Yeah, we throw the bank account statement at him and like look, there's 120 G's in the bank. He chokes up. He can't book us Wiz Khalifa. This is in 2013.
Huge. He's huge.
End of 2012. Yeah.
Black and yellow. He's huge.
Yep. So it was a whole thing. He ends up leaving like our little company we have going on, and we go to our investors.
What happened? Did he have somebody else or no?
No. So we go to our investors and say, listen, you can either take your money back or we can do something else. We'll look into something else. About half pulled out. We kept the rest of the money, and we ended up going back to the guy that booked us, Big Sean, and splitting the money into a bunch of smaller shows like Mike Stud, Huey Mack, Crisley, Kidding.
Dude. Yeah.
Acts
Got bang
like
for
that.
your buck, yeah.
Yeah, and did like 6 shows. We figured, okay, if one loses, we'll make up on the back end on the other.
Yeah, on the other ones, yeah.
So we invested in that, and they all lost money.
No.
Every single one of them. Like one, there was a snowstorm. The other ones, these guys just didn't promote, man. They were used to promoting like college bars.
Yeah.
There's no risk. You get the girls to come, this and that. They had no idea what they were doing with these other shows. There was always uncalculated expenses that would come up, especially travel. It was a shit show, you know. We were a bunch of kids running this little operation. So all that money was raised legitimately. The operations were legitimate. We were at like the show called Rusco. He's a big producer.
Okay.
At URI, and the place looked packed. And I brought all my investors with me, and we're all kids. It's like a group of kids. And their parents had given them money.
You're the same age, if younger, than the kids in college you're throwing parties for.
Exactly. So
Crazy.
We're at this venue. We bring a limo down, and the place looks sold out. And I'm being told that the show's doing well. We're going to make money.
Yeah.
So I'm telling my investors, hey, we're making money.
Things are looking good.
Things
Green
are looking
lights.
good. Yep. Green lights. Everything's good. Your money's in good hands.
Mm-hmm.
And then my partner's partner came to me at the end of the night, and he's like, dude, we took a fucking wash on this. I was like, what do you mean? I thought it's doing well.
Yeah.
They miscalculated tickets. They had unexpected expenses. And they had taken my money. So I took money from my friends.
Yeah.
Invested it into these guys who then invested the money into other guys because no one had the right connections.
Oh, Jesus, dude.
So it was just too many.
Robbing Peter to pay Paul, dude.
It was just way too many hands in the pot.
Yeah.
And at that point, this is where everything goes wrong for me. I'm at the crossroads. Do I lie to my friends? And not really lie, because I told them I could have just went back to them and say, hey, it turns out you didn't make money. And it would have made it look like I was being greedy, because looks are everything in the concert business. So they would have thought that I'm trying to steal their profits.
Oh, shit.
Because the place was packed. So they would expect it. Or do I go and say they made money and kept that story? Mm-hmm. And that's when the lie would have came in.
Gotcha.
And at the time, popularity was huge to me. Yeah. I didn't want to be hated or disliked, so I covered it up. A lot of pressure,
dude, on a young kid. A lot of pressure.
I covered it up, and I just rolled with it. I said it made money. I said every show made money.
Yeah.
And then I was stuck in this hole of like $100K that I owed their initial investment and the profits. Mm-hmm. So that's just a whole snowball. That's like where the Ponzi scheme aspect of it comes in. seen that other money was coming in, and I was using it to pay past profits.
How does the federal government, the FBI, whoever, you got arrested by the FBI?
Yep, the FBI, IRS, the Department of Banking.
Where do they get involved? Do they come and nab you?
So it's pretty crazy. In the beginning, the state didn't want to take the case. So like it went to what happened was there was one kid investor who invested like $250,000.
Okay.
He had won like a lawsuit and he got the money.
Gotcha.
So he goes to the police station.
He gets the insurance check, gives it to you. No offense to you, you don't make good on the investment, and then he goes to the cops.
He goes to the cops, and his investment was totally legitimate. There was no fraud in his investment, but he goes to the cops. The cops are like, wow, this could be big, because if there's one investor for $250,000, there's got to be hundreds.
More.
Yeah.
Yep.
Turns out it wasn't the case. It was just the one and then a bunch of little people.
Little ones, yeah.
And so they try to get it like a state case. The State Department turns it down. And then someone had connections of one detective, like, like that antagonist in every movie, like in The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yep.
He was such a hard-on for me.
There's always one guy,
despised me, got it all the way up and went to the Department of Banking. Then it went to the federal system.
Ah, fuck, I hate that. It's such a dick. He takes a Viagra, he gets taller.
And if you compare my case to like other cases, it's such a small amount. Compared to like these other wire
the big
that the feds are taking.
Yeah, dude, because that is a white collar crime. I mean, that's what it is. It's but when you don't think about teen clubs. When I think of white collar crime, I think about some stock guy, on the beach in the Hamptons, twirling a mustache, eating lobster and shrimp cocktail, fucking hookers, and I don't see you. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't take the money to put my kids through school. Or
fuck them kids. They don't need it anyway. You took that money. Whatever you did with that money, trust me, you did the right thing. Whether you blew it at strip clubs on the fucking, Louis Trey, $80 a shot, good for you. Whatever you did. Cars, I hope you had a good time with the fucking money, whatever it was.
It was mostly the investors. Like when the jet skis were like the biggest topic of what every article that came out, he bought jet skis. Okay, that's $20,000 out of over 500,000.
I'm selling fucking jet skis. They're pieces of shit, but they're skis. I mean,
dude,
fuck, everyone has a jet ski nowadays.
It was blown out of proportion,
way out of proportion,
severely, and it was not intentional. That's why I went to trial. I didn't take a plea deal because I had no intent. Like I did not set out to defraud.
If you don't mind me asking, how much was the lawyers on that one, dude?
So the lawyers, there's like a loophole in the federal system.
Okay.
So I retained a lawyer for like $10,000, a good lawyer out of New Haven. Mm-hmm. And when the money ran out, he was able to apply for like the CJA funding, like a court-appointed lawyer.
For all my close friends and family, write this down. Write this down. There is a loophole for free legal fees in federal court cases.
Yeah, because I had no assets. Like if you were a rich person with assets.
I have no assets either. This is why we are friends. This is why we are friends.
So it worked out. I was a young kid, no assets, no job, no money. And my mom had paid the retainer for him. And then when that ran out, he applied to the court. And I got the lawyer, and he paid hundreds of thousands of dollars in legal fees.
Because that federal case, dude. I mean,
it was better than getting a court-appointed, a lawyer like a public
some
defender.
desk jockey fucking coming in with 19 cases. He doesn't give a fuck about
I'll tell you what, though. I was at the disadvantage. I have this guy, John, who's a single-person law firm with an assistant up against the United States government, who's bringing in literally like 10 agents with them, pushing like the file things every day. Yeah, the weeks I testified, like the days I testified, because this trial went on for 3 weeks.
And you're 20, 21?
I'm 20 during the trial. The head U.S. attorney for Connecticut's there. The courtroom's packed. I wish we videotaped the whole thing.
What's the fucking stress level of that, dude?
It was pretty high. I was in a really bad spot because I was also running tuxedos at the time too.
Oh, so you're still keeping it all going at the same time?
Yeah, so people don't know this, but Tuxedo Junction had nothing to do with the fraud. It was a period of time pre-tuxedos where it's like the fraud happened in like the 6-month period of time after that first round of investing and before I got into tuxedos. Tuxedos was me going back to my roots and trying to make something out of it. And it was super successful. It's just any money I made on that went to clear up bad debt. Yeah. So I could never get ahead. Damn,
dude. You're behind the 8 ball. Fucking young, bro. Motherfuckers are stressing out. kids, dude, these 20-year-old, 19-year-old kids nowadays, bro, they're stretching out whether they want to suck dick or don't. You're sitting here looking fucking federal time, dude. Yeah. That's life. That's what I say about these people all the time, bro. People have complaints and all this type of shit. I say, dude, you don't know fucking hard. Yeah. You know what hard is? Hard's not feeling grass underneath your feet for fucking 20 years. Hard is fucking having a bacon, egg, and cheese that morning and not tasting anything similar to that for the next 6 fucking years. Yeah. That's hard, bro. Yeah. That's hard fucking shit. People have complaints about, oh, you know, I don't know if my mom's on my ass. Get the fuck out of here. Hard. Life is fucking hard. They don't know fucking hard. They don't know fucking hard. Mm-hmm. You go to, you're 20 years old, you're fighting a fucking federal case, standing on your own 2 feet, doing it the fucking right way. Mm-hmm. Good for you. I commend you, dude. Court is fucking shit. I've been in and out of court brutal, for a while myself. Mm-hmm. It fucking sucks. Mm-hmm. Sucks. Depositions, fucking what you say today and what you said 6 years ago doesn't match, and you know you're a bad guy now, and fuck, you know we have video of you, you know, throwing a grandma from the train, like you name it, they throw at you. So you go to, obviously the court doesn't go in your favor. Do you take a deal or do you go to trial? Did the jury stands or you took the deal? So they offered a deal like before, and it was actually for more time than what I had gotten. After going to trial. Yeah. I think I'd be in a totally different place now had I taken a deal because the story was able to be told. Yeah. I think if I took a deal, there wouldn't be as much news media. It would have been buried under. The trial brings everything. It brings the witness list into position. It brings everything that, like, had I not taken a deal, I wouldn't be able to use people's names in like a book or a TV show or anything. It showed everything. Everything. It showed done in the judge, dark comes to light, dude. Everything came to the dark. All the dirty laundry. Everything came out. So it was, you know, it was a really good experience in that regard. Yeah, dude. So you go, you're in there, you make the deal, you have to sign, yes, I plead fucking guilty, all that shit. The judge goes, okay, sentencing time comes, they do the whole thing. Do you? Well, I didn't take the deal. You took the. Oh, you didn't take the deal. Oh, so I got less time than. So the judge sentenced you. Yep, the judge sentenced me. I didn't take a deal. So even in the court trial, did they offer you mid-court or no? No, they. So what happened was during the deliberations. Yeah. So the government was, even though I lost some counts, it was a win for us because the government was so fixating, saying it was going to be an instant win on all counts. Mm-hmm. So then it's a couple days before Thanksgiving, and this is a part of the reason why we think we had lost some counts too, because it was right up against the wire. The jury didn't want to come back. Yeah. But the government, everyone from the government's team's there, and they're like, oh, the verdict's going to come back within an hour. It took them 3 days to deliberate, and they couldn't even have a guilty verdict on everything. They had not guilties. Wow. They had a mistrial. Yeah. It was good. It was a good win for us. We put up a good fight. But I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah. So the judge sentences you. What's the time you get? So it was 36 months and then 1 year house arrest after 36 months, 1 year house arrest. Yeah. How much time you actually serve? I did like 27 months, and then I did the year house arrest, and then I did 2 years on additional probation. They milked me for the full 3 years. Supervised release. Dude. Yeah. Fuck. I just got off in May, so it was good. Damn, good for you. Congratulations, bro. Thank you. Congratulations. Yeah. So you go in. Is it like the scene from Goodfellas when Ray Liotta gets in the back of the limo and he says, take me to jail? Actually, you know, how did you go into intake? So from the courtroom? I fucked up big time. Really? I probably never would have got, even though I lost a trial, I probably never would have got jail time. Probably would have got just house arrest, probation, at worst a year and a day or something like that. But while I was on supervised release, I was still running the club, and I was running out of money to fund stuff, so I was going to Yonkers Empire City Casino because I was under 21, so I couldn't go to Mohegan Sun. Yep. And I was turning whatever money I had into thousands of dollars at the Baccarat, digital Baccarat. Yeah, dude. And I was paying my rent, and it's fun there too, dude. That's fun as shit. That's a fun fucking time, bro. With all the Chinese bro standing on the chairs. They would call me Young Boy. Young Boy, yeah. They were like, dude. Young Boy, the best. The best. For anybody that doesn't know, Yonkers Raceway, it's a little trotter track in Yonkers that has a little casino attached to it. Shithole, but a lot of fun, dude. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And the fucking Chinese mob this place, and they stand there with the digital fucking screens. For like $2 bets going back and forth. They put 2 on blue, 3 on red, and they go back and forth. They got their notepads. Dude, and when they hit, bro, they go nuts, bro. They stand on the chairs. I was there one night, the fucking guy hits, bro, and he's going, monkey, going nuts, bro. Dude, so I'd like sell a few tickets, and I'd be like, okay, I got $50, I'm out. And I'd go there. Dude, but that was the grind, man. I would get it would be 8 p.m.
And the landlord would, the next day, say, was Adventure Club. So a big show. I didn't have access to the ticket money yet because it comes in after the show. And the landlord's like, all right, we're locking the doors. These guys were pricks. They were like, we're locking the doors on you. You can't do the show. So I text a couple of promoters, yo, hand in your ticket money. Yeah. I'm off. I got a suspended driver's license, so we're paying the $150 for the cab. We're going.
Here, you got a you're on trial with the federal government for a Ponzi scheme. You're still running fucking nightclub shit. You're going to Yonkers with a suspended license.
And not allowed to leave the state.
Not allowed to say, with a suspended license to save everything. Yeah, when in doubt, bet on 7, baby.
And they just turned it all against me. The judge, conservative, not happy with it when I'm trying to explain things like, well, the bank's closed and I needed to go to the casino.
Have you seen 21? I can flip it. I'm telling you, Your Honor.
I was doing great, man. I would turn 500 into 20,000. Dude, and I was lucky at the final hour.
The whole is like, it's one of those, dude. Like,
so then eventually,
how many lotto tickets were you buying?
I didn't buy lotto tickets.
Really?
Never bought lotto. I was always just lucky as shit with baccarat. And there would be times where I would win big and I couldn't leave. And I would lose it all and I'd be down to like my last couple bucks. And I would hit something and turn it back up.
Damn, dude.
But then my partners wanted to take over the club, like these guys that were helping me. Mm-hmm. So they call the feds and they say that I'm going out of state.
They ratted on you.
They ratted on me, but the feds had lost already like 6 cases against me to revoke my bond. So they kept trying to revoke the bond the whole like 2 years I was out on supervised release.
Damn.
And so this one, they were like, okay, let's actually investigate this before we look like idiots out there.
Yeah.
So I'm still running the club, but this was actually, they got me this time. They got me dead to rights.
So when on sentencing day, he had all this shit.
I'm saying
before that, but when sentencing day came down, he had all this shit. So he was like, you're doing
so they revoked the bond. They had in October, they revoked the bond. I had lied to the probation officer. I looked her in the face. I said, no, ma'am, I did not go out of state. I signed the paper. I'm like, I'm going as long as I can. And then it just all comes out.
Dude, that is fucking funny.
Yeah, I thought I was going to get away. I didn't.
Yo, I tell you what, you gave it a try, though.
I had to do what I had to do.
Yo, you gave it effort. They can't knock you for not trying, dude.
Yep. So I went out with a bang. Bond got revoked that day. It was a big thing, big news media, this and that. And then my dad ended up like hosting the last show there.
Oh,
so
wow.
we finished strong.
So you finished strong. Yeah. So you get sentenced. Where do you go from there? I mean, you went to...
I was in a holding center in Rhode Island.
They had you in Rhode Island?
Yeah, it's like a private facility that they do holding.
Yep.
Then I went to New Jersey, which was a low. I spent some time in Brooklyn, like in holdover.
Now, when you say a low, what is a low? Like a low threat?
So in the federal system, you have a minimum security prison, which is a camp. You have a low, which is like anyone that could have had like a violent crime or however many years. You have less than 20 years on your sentence.
Yep.
And then you have a medium, and then you have a high security.
Yeah.
A low is kind of like a barrack style, army barrack style. You got bunk beds. When I was in Fort Dix in New Jersey, it was like 8 bunk beds to a room.
Yeah.
It's an old like military barracks.
Gotcha.
And you're free to like roam the grounds during like movements and stuff like that. It's more open. And then the camp has no fence. That's where I did the last year of my sentence.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's no fence at the camp.
Where was the camp?
It was in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin?
Yeah, in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Damn.
The feds had promised me, they were like, yeah, we're moving you to Otisville, which is where like all the celebrities and stuff go.
Yeah.
And I'm at the airport and the bus for Otisville's going that way. I'm like, I'm supposed to be on that bus right now. They're like, yeah, you're going somewhere with an O, but it turned out to be fucking Oxford, Wisconsin.
No shit.
But it was nice. No one knew me. It was very laid back.
Well, dude, I'm sure they have no fences because there's nowhere else to go.
Yeah, well, at any camp,
you fucking run out there in Wisconsin, bro. You're running back. You're like, fuck, dude, I haven't seen lights for 4 days.
It was literally in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Nowhere.
But I met some good guys out there. Yeah. It was fun.
I was just gonna ask that next. In the whole journey of the federal system, dude, did you meet like some mentors? Did you meet some guys you should stay away from? What did you learn?
I met all types. You got the sleazeballs that tried to take advantage. You meet I got some really good friends, to this day, some younger guys or stuff that came out of it. You meet guys that, are wrongfully in there. You meet guys that are going to come back in there.
Yeah.
You meet the institutional guys that are, when they get out there, if your shoe's not put in the right place, it's going to be problems.
No shit.
You meet a lot of different people, but at the end of the day, it was probably like a better experience than you would ever get going to like a college or any real world
Fuck
shit.
yeah, dude.
So
that's
was good.
Wild. Good for you. I tell you what, good for you. You did it. You made it through.
Yep, made it to
You're
the other
out.
side.
Fuck, dude. You did everything, and those are some hoops to jump through, dude.
And there's always hoops.
There's always fucking hoops. There's always hoops. So the question I have, was it worth it?
I get that question a lot, and I think going through it at the time, it wasn't worth it. But now to see where I'm at now, everything I've learned, it was definitely worth it. I'm not happy that like my friends and people that were close to me had lost money.
Yeah.
It wasn't intentional.
Yep.
But in my heart, and I know eventually they'll get their money back because what I'm doing now, the story, it's a once in a lifetime story.
Oh, definitely.
There is no one in the world that went through what I went through.
Nope.
And there's just so much good to it that I think that it's a learning lesson for others. It's a learning lesson for myself, and it's going to turn into something pretty big.
Wow, dude. I tell you what, I wish you the best of luck. Speaking of what's turning into pretty big, what are we on to now? What's the next chapter of this story?
So the past couple of years, I've been working retail and kind of doing my own thing. And it wasn't until recently where I'm like, because we've been working on like a TV show on the side or trying to pitch it to people. We got the HBO Max doc, we got the Vice doc. There's clearly interest, but everything's super slow moving in the industry. So I'm starting to create a little buzz. I'm posting content, doing like a story time on my Instagram 5 days a week.
I just saw the TikToks. I just saw the stories.
It's coming out of nowhere. My friend's been pushing me, and I'm putting out some good stuff. People like the stories. Yeah. They're original. It's not like the typical TikTok dancing and this and that.
Yeah.
And I'm doing that. And while we're pitching, podcast ideas like the true crime stuff. And a TV series. I mean, look at the Anna Delvey thing. That thing blew up, and there's no action in the story.
And there's no action, dude. And you know what the thing is? Like, dude, we know high school dramas, bro. Like, if you start, like, that's something, you have a kid that's in high school that's
everyone loves it.
Everyone loves that.
You ever watch, like, Power and stuff?
Yeah.
So imagine, like, a high school spin on
doing that.
You can do it in so different directions.
Who would play you? If they were going to make a movie, who would you want to play you?
I mean, I always thought, like, Miles Teller would be, like, a good person to play me.
Miles Teller?
He kind of looks a little young and stuff.
Yeah.
But they'll probably end up getting, like, some, Joe Schmo no one really knows, and that, like, look at, like, 13 Reasons Why and Degrassi and stuff like that.
If I was going to have a movie on my life, I've always said Jason Momoa. I mean, it's just, it's uncanny, the resemblance.
I could see that.
Right? The Jason Momoa thing. Yeah. It's from the waist down. We're very similar. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Like twins.
Yeah.
But dude, I tell you what, congratulations on making it through it. I wish you the best of luck going forward. Thank you for coming in and
thank you, man.
telling me your story and sharing.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Dude, great time. We've been talking about this for a while.
Yeah,
bro.
We've been going back and forth for a while.
Dude.
Yeah, I was talking. Decab called me. He comes out of the blue whenever something's going on.
I know, dude. Yep.
So he was like, yo. I was like, what's up with your boy Jack? Because I haven't seen him posting. Because I've been. Yeah. You remind me of Dave Portnoy with the
with the coffee.
Yeah, with the coffee
and the pizza. Yep.
And I noticed like you get more views on that than you did like with the Whats Pac'n podcast.
Yeah, dude. So I stay with the coffee stuff. I built the coffee stuff into my daily life, bro. Like every weekend, me and my girl, we're going different places. We're doing the coffee thing. It's fun. We have, a little brunch, a little something. It's nice. It's a date thing. So I do that. And everyone all the time, bro. All my fans out there, some call them haters, some call them fans.
The ones, both of them.
Yeah, the ones that send me the DMs, like, haven't seen you post in 2 months. Hack. I'm like, oh, thank you, dude. I love you. I wish your mother the best. Yeah. Like, all that stuff. I'm busy. This is my hobby. It's not my job. I'm working on it to be my job. But until it is, I have to pay my bills.
Of course.
I have to work. And that's my thing, dude. I work 6 days a week. I sell sand and gravel and topsoil and mulch and construction supplies to people. It treats me good, keeps food in my stomach, clothes on my back, and my girl happy. So that's what you got to check the boxes. And this, I take some hiatuses when I'm real busy, and then but I always come back. I always come back. That's my thing. Like, I've been doing this almost 3 years now, about 3 years now, and I always come back. I'll take like a month off, 2 months off, whatever. but I always come back, dude. And I've been working on my stand-up stuff. Same thing with that. I do it when I can, when I got the time. Because, dude, this shit takes time, bro.
Yeah, you got to grind, man. It's consistency,
grind,
you know?
Yeah. So when I got other responsibilities, you know, I got a girl, I got a pig. You know,
I saw you're a pig dad,
dude,
man.
I'm a pig dad.
You got to
I'm
be
a
like
pig dad.
two-turn Tony, like with the chicken,
With the
but you got to do it
chicken,
with the pig.
I got my pig, and I
Get
love
on
her,
TikTok,
dude.
man.
I put her on TikTok a little bit.
Yeah.
But I put her more on Snapchat and Instagram. Yeah. It's just more convenient.
Dude, TikTok and Instagram, man. Like Gary Vee says, you got to grind it out.
That's the thing with me. Like I'm one of these people. Like I live it, but I don't film it.
Yeah.
That's my downfall. I'm so busy being in the moment, living in the moment, doing funny, fucked up shit. I never get it on film. And when I do get it on film, it's good. It's good. People like it. They always like repost shit like that. But my big thing is like, I wish I just had like a fucking GoPro just implanted in my chest, you know, like the fucking Terminator, where my whole life can be filmed, and then I can fucking, you know, sit back on some villa in fucking south of France and just jerk off the fucking, I don't know, whatever type of porn is popular in 2035. But that's my plan. That's
a hell of a plan, man.
Yeah. I'm either going to be, like I was saying to Bryce before, I'm either when the whole world collapses and it becomes Mad Max, I'm either going to have a gaggle of marauders and we're going to go around and rape and pillage on acid, and that's going to be a good time. Or if this thing blows up, I'll be in south of France, you know, with a GoPro implanted in my chest, jerking off on my OnlyFeets account. Yeah. It's going to be great.
Sounds good to me, man.
Yeah, it sounds like a plan.
Ian,
you talked a little bit about your social media and what people are attracted to when you're talking. Did you talk on this podcast yet about anything that was happening when you were in federal prison? Some of the like what the camp is really like. Did you guys talk about that at all?
So I mean, like the camp, it's definitely like nothing like you hear about. Like imagine, like I just put up some content about like Orange is the New Black, but on steroids.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's got cell phones. We were watching like Power, like on a little jump drive into the TV.
That's crazy. Dude.
We were eating like Chinese, sushi, pizza, Mexican.
How are you getting that?
At the camp, people they would run through the woods. Get a bag from like their wife or girls.
This is in Wisconsin.
I mean, people do it all the time, and there's corrupt guards and this and that to get it in at the Lowe's. But this happens at every prison camp because there's no fences.
At the camp, so I have friends that are corrections officers at maximum security places. Greenhaven.
Those guys
being
get stuff in too.
Crazy what happens, bro. They have tablets from the state, and they are able to buy movies with their commissary on a fucking tablet.
I mean, you can't do that in the feds. We have a computer where you like pay to email per word.
Oh, no
which
shit.
Is annoying, and you get a little MP3 player that you can. There's no curse words, and you're paying per song too. They make a killing.
Uncle fucking Sam, dude. Uncle fucking Sam.
But anyways, like the correction officers at these higher up prisons, I knew guards that were getting like $1,800 to $2,000 to bring in a phone.
Yeah, dude, smuggling up their ass.
And
dude.
then K2, the drug K2 was big. Like you could spray it on like a paper, get it mailed in, and people were getting high off that shit.
No shit, dude.
Dude, they're making thousands of dollars.
So there was a guy. This is. I'm gonna butcher his fucking name, but I think it's Billy the Red Baron. Okay, the head of the Aryan Brotherhood. He's in Denver, Colorado. It's someone outside Colorado. He was getting messages in fucking 24-hour lockdown. All this shit. He would save his piss and he'd take his finger, dip it in the piss, and write it on toilet paper, and it would dissolve into the toilet paper. He rolled up all the toilet paper. When he would meet his lawyer, he'd bring like 4 or 5 toilet paper rolls and he'd hand it to the guy, and he'd bring them to his people on the outside, and they'd take the toilet paper and they'd put it in giant vats of water. And as the toilet paper would dissolve, the writing from the urine would come to the top of the paper, and they could read all the messages he would send them.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, man.
Crazy shit.
And there's
dude.
always anyone could be bought. Like
anybody.
With that, there's always something.
Fucking wild. Fucking wild.
I know.
Damn, dude. Well, before we leave, did you ever shank anybody?
No, I never shanked anyone. I carried a shank at one point.
What was your shank of choice?
Someone handed me something because I guess something was about to pop off. Nothing ever happened, but they're like, yo, take this or something like that. Because the guards never searched the young white kid is what their angle was. They're like, here, you take this, to hide it. Yeah. So, but nothing ever ended up.
Nothing ever popped off?
No, nothing popped off.
No tats?
No prison tats.
No prison tats?
No prison tats.
Dude.
Yeah.
What was the best or worst food in prison?
I mean, at the bigger prisons, like there was, like when you're on the holdover centers, it's pretty shitty food.
Shitty food.
But when you're at the camp, they have like, I was working in the kitchen a little bit. I was
they're
one of the
having
bakers.
Sushi and fucking tacos and shit.
Well, that was smuggled in, but like the food we make, because you're only making for 100 people rather than 600 or 700.
Yeah.
So the food was good. There was always seconds. It wasn't
seconds, motherfuckers.
I wasn't a fan of like the breakfast for lunch. They would feed you on like Sundays. You'd get pancakes for lunch. I didn't like that.
Well, let me tell you something, dude. In my opinion, fucking Dunkin' breakfast, it's got to be similar, dude. Those little Dunkin' fucking egg shit, dude. Fuck that noise,
and
bro.
And then breakfast is at like 5 a.m. I never went to breakfast.
Oh no, I'm shanking a motherfucker. If they give me fucking fake eggs like that, I'm shanking a motherfucker just to get out. I'm like, no fucking way. I'll go sit my ass in the fucking shoe before I fucking eat those fucking eggs like that. You have to have some sort of pride. You know what I'm saying? Morality and standards. I'm not eating fucking instant eggs like that. No fucking way.
Yeah.
Ian, what about that cheesecake?
So I was making cheesecake in prison. That was like my little hustle.
I was going to say, you have a hustle.
Yeah, I made a hustle. You got like the commissary fake knockoff cream cheese that you don't need to refrigerate. And anything you don't need to refrigerate is pretty much crap. But
but still.
So we put that into it, and then you put it on ice and you let it sit. Like you got the graham crackers, crush them up with cookies. You let it sit in a mix. Someone had like sold me the recipe. I took over the business, and like every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I was making like 30 mackerels, which was $1 each. A mackerel was $1. Yeah. So it was kind of nice, a little something to do.
What was the most like expensive currency?
A book of stamps was $10.
Book of stamps.
People would mail like 100 book of stamps back home, and you could take it in the post office, get the full value, and then they would send it and Western Union it.
No shit.
Yeah, dude, it's a whole enterprise, man. People would rather be in there. Some people that you meet would rather be in there because they're hustling in there to sending it back. They were making like hooch and white lightning, they would call it.
I've had family members that have incarcerated, in and out, all that type of stuff. Bunch of family members, and the economic system is pretty fucking crazy. One of my family members, he would call home, I need cheeseburgers. Send me fucking cheeseburgers. Those fucking frozen patty ones, dude. And you get the Bubba Burger fucking type shit in the fucking mail.
Shit's crazy, man.
Crazy, bro.
You can't do that in the feds, but
Dude, he was state, like all that type of stuff. But
dude, I would call my dad and be like, hey, Western Union money onto this person's account. Send me this money. And it was always like a move making. He's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yep. Do you accept the collect call from, so-and-so? This is federal prison.
Exactly.
Yeah. Damn, dude. Well, Ian, thank you for coming on, bro.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
It was a pleasure. Bryce, we're running out of we're overtime. What time are we at?
We're at 45, man.
Oh, we're at 45? I thought we were at fucking an hour, dude.
I didn't give you the sign, right?
Oh my God, dude. See, this is our thing. We're new. It's new. We're learning on the fly. Some would call this winging it.
Why do you think people get so resourceful in there, Ian? In the in the penitentiary?
I mean, it's like it's life or death. You kind of got you got to learn to survive. You got to do what you got to do. You meet a lot of people, like even like the sex offenders. How
the fuck was that, dude?
I mean, they have no outside family.
I would have stabbed one of those motherfuckers.
Yeah, but at the low, you got to learn to live with them. Because you don't want to leave the low. You don't want to. The guys that have worked their way down, these hard guys that would technically stab someone, they're not doing anything because they're going to get thrown out. So you have them, like if there's a sex offender that happens to live in your room, there's strict rules. Like, they got to be out during certain hours. They're the ones cleaning the room every day. They're doing this, they're doing that. They're basically like the bitch of the room.
Yeah, dude.
And then there's some like that would try to become friends with me because I'm white, and then someone would have to pull me up, be like, "Don't fuck with that person."
How was the race in there? Like, how was that? I mean, it's all race based. It's all like.
I mean, it's more like who you're riding with. Like if it's by state. If you're like with the New York group, or you're with like the Massachusetts, New England group.
Yep.
Very few Connecticut people when I was out there, and then when I was out in Wisconsin, it's like nothing.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah.
Biggest thing for me was making sure I wasn't a rat, and luckily I had a public case, so anyone could just Google it, and the guards would let you know. The guards could pull it up. But if I was like a rat or a sex offender, I would have been fucked. Yeah, it would not have been pleasant.
Damn.
So I'm very lucky for that.
Damn.
Never a rat.
Never rat. Fuck no, dude. That's wild, dude. I would do. See, I would do the 60 days in shit. I would do that show. You know that show I'm talking about on A&E, 60 days in, 90 days in, whatever. I do that fucking shit. I would. I'd fucking do it. I don't give a fuck. I put me in county in fucking, I don't know, Oklahoma or some shit, dude. I'd fucking go and I'd love that shit, dude. Because I don't know what it's about, but it's like. It's all interesting. The dynamic. See, I like the drama and the fucking dynamic. It's like high school. I feel like if you're going to be good in high school, you'll be good in fucking like a jail situation. Because there's nobody else to talk to.
Dude, it's all clicks and stuff.
It's all
too.
clicks.
Yeah.
You have to talk to everybody.
It makes you a good people person. You got to be able to walk in a room, know how to control the room. You got to know your options and kind of see where you're going to go.
This is me. I would be sitting there. I'd be like, boys, what fucking card game are we playing? Everyone plays Uno with each other.
Yeah.
We're all sitting down to play
Dude,
Uno.
I'd play spades. Love spades.
Spades.
Yep, spades. So fun. We'd play spades. We played CeeLo dice.
Yeah, yep.
And we played Monopoly. That was big because a Monopoly game would last for like 6-7 hours.
No shit.
Dude, it got intense, man.
Dude, my family members went dominoes. They would play dominoes and he would play chess and checkers on the tables, the concrete tables with the boards in them. He would play that. Yeah. Fucking wild shit, dude. There's a whole, it's a whole other life in there. Because you got people, I have friends, so my friends are corrections officers and they deal with lifers. I mean, violent offenders. Greenhaven, just last week, there was a murder. There was a Russian guy, like a Russian mafia dude that went in there and he killed the blood, murdered him. It's in the news, you can look it up. And they grabbed him right after he murdered this guy, bro. Fucking almost decapitated him. He's making jokes. He's hanging out. He was like, "Oh yeah, dude." He's like, "Hey man." He's like, "I had no problems with nobody." He's like, "Dude, that guy was fucking with me." He's like, "And that's that." He's like, I'll probably see you guys on the next time I come through." And they're like, "Okay." And the guy's fucking like 66 years old, bro.
Yeah.
Hanging out maximum security, Greenhaven with Bloods and gang members, just fucking Russian hitman, just fucking ripping people. And it's like a whole other fucking world, bro.
It definitely is.
Whole other fucking world. Because, dude, life doesn't stop as soon as you go in, bro.
No, it does not.
It keeps going, dude. It keeps going.
Ian, sorry to interrupt.
No.
Ian, it seems like you really are someone who's mastered your environments, no matter where they are. Started before social media in your kind of your local community, really like mastering that. Then you went into prison, then you mastered that. What is your plan for this world that you've re-entered, and how you're going to master that? Seems like social media is playing a role in that.
Yeah.
Side note, great question, bro. Great question.
Dude, I think if like when life gives you something, like, the saying, when you get, lemons, you got to make lemonade. The biggest thing for me is like you're handed cards, and a lot of people are, they're upset about it. Like something happens and they let it affect them and they can't move on. They have high anxiety or whatever it is. And with me, I look at everything as an opportunity.
Yeah.
So, okay, I met this person for a reason, whether I know it at the time or not.
Yep.
I went to jail for a reason. Every single thing, like during when I was going through the story, when I was going through the things at the time, I had no idea why I was on the path.
Yep.
But seeing it now, it's like, okay, I have this one-of-a-kind story. Now I can turn it into something. And I would be an idiot if I didn't. I didn't tell my story.
Dude, I agree with you 100%. I believe everything happens for a reason, even the tough times, dude. Like we're in valleys, so that way we know which mountain to climb.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Life is a fucking roller coaster. There's a lot of ups, there's a lot of fucking downs. And when you hit that mountain, when you hit that fucking peak, it ain't as sweet as you think.
And when your time comes, you got to know what to do with them, and you got to be ready. You got to be, trained, and
you got
see
to
what
enjoy.
happens.
You got to enjoy the ride, bro. The journey, even your journey through fucking jail. You made friends. Like you took a negative, a real fucking negative, and you found the silver lining. You spun it into something good. And that's what it's all about, dude. Life is going to hand you a fucking shitty hand of cards. I mean, that's everybody. Everyone's going to get some sort of fucking shit hand of cards. Nobody's life is perfect. No matter how much Instagram and everything else, all the filters try and make it look.
And a lot of those
perfect.
people, they're not happy. The ones that are posting,
Fuck no, dude.
Even, people hate on me. They're like, oh, this and that, you're turning it, into a joke or this and that. But it's like, I have to do this. If I don't use what was dealt to me and what I'm giving, then it's wasted.
100%, dude. 100%. And the other thing too is, dude, I see all the time. If you don't have my last name or sign my paycheck, fucking fuck off, dude. Opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one and they all stink.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here with that shit. That's why, Nobody knows your life. Nobody knows what you've experienced. Nobody knows what you've overcome. So to pass judgment on other people, motherfuckers, last time I checked, God, Jesus, I haven't seen the motherfucker. Who are you to judge?
Yep.
You know? But dude, let me tell you, man, good. Thank you for, now we're getting the rap. Now he's giving me the thing. My timing is way off. We got to work. We need like a...
You need like a little clock or
like
something.
a clock.
You need a clock.
Or like, I don't know, like, you just get a boxing glove. Just come over and just rock me. Just fucking bang, done. That's how we know it's over. Jack's knocked the fuck out, dude.
Yeah.
That would be a way to end a fucking podcast. Just one guy gets knocked. These are, you're getting in the podcasting world. Welcome to the fucking hell of it. Welcome, because you're going to run out of fucking ideas, dude. Yep. Trust me, after your 19th I've dropped the soap story, people are going to be like, what's next? And then you're going to be like, fuck, dude. Now you're going to watch. You're going to find yourself on TikTok eating corn on a DeWalt drill, like the fucking Cambodians.
I got a couple good stories up the sleeve. So
you got a couple?
This is going to be some good content coming out.
I can't wait, dude. I can't wait to see it. Or am I going to be on your podcast?
Yeah, we'll see down the road, man.
Fuck yeah.
Got to return the favor.
Hopefully I'm a guest and not a story. God damn, dude.
We'll figure something out.
If I am a story right now on record, I'm taking the trademarking, the copyrights, all that stuff. He has no permission to use my criminal history. No way. I know how everyone floats around here. Fucking, hey, that guy's in trouble. Let me live through his bad times. It's an opportunity thing. I am making my money on my own poor decisions.
Yep.
That's what it's about.
Exactly.
That is the world we live in, where everything is a scheme, everything is fucking money. It's not what you know, it's who you know and what you can give me. Yeah. But I digress. All right, well, another one, as always. Ian, thank you for coming in, bro.
Thanks for having me, man.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Bryce, happy? You happy with this one? This was a good one, dude.
That was exciting, man.
This was a good one. I'm going to make fucking jailhouse cheesecake for you.
But way better than you talking on the camera by yourself, tell you that.
Right? Thank you. Thank you. We needed a good-looking guy in here. That's what we need.
Yeah.
We needed some fresh blood, dude. I hope you join my band of marauders when the whole world goes to
invite
shit.
me to one of your pool parties. Man.
You got to come. You got to come to the fucking... I got the midget strippers. I got the midget strippers. They wrestle, too. Yeah. It's crazy.
Jack makes his own wine, too.
Oh,
I got grapes. I don't want...
I got to meet the pig.
Oh, you got to meet the pig.
I got to meet the pig.
Oh, dude, we're fucking running off into the sunset together. This is going to be great. As always, health, wealth, happiness, peace.